Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with RE/MAX Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
Our special guest today is Deirdre. She is with the Ladies Reading Circle here in Morristown. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
I'm tickled to be invited. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what can you tell us about the Ladies Reading Circle? Because I'm not going to lie, I thought it was a book club. Found out that's not the case, so.
Well, it's a common misconception, and I imagine it has something to do with our name, Ladies Reading Circle, so you can be forgiven for thinking that.
Okay.
And actually, in its origins, it was a literary club. It became a club in 1890 when some young ladies in Morristown wanted to improve their own minds, educate themselves at a time when other avenues for education maybe weren't so available to them. And as they began to do that, they turned their attention onto how they could also improve their community. So we're actually a women's service organization, a women's club.
Okay.
And founded in 1890, and I think you'll find if you do any reading at all about women's clubs, that was a time of a lot of emerging women's clubs in the United States, and many of them, in their effort to improve themselves, decided they could also improve their communities.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what is it that you all do now? How do you serve the community?
So we have multiple fundraising events every year. We have a fall fundraiser that's coming up, and I'd like to mention something to you about that later. We have a spring fundraiser that we do in conjunction with our sister club, Summer Circle. And we probably have taken on a new annual fundraiser in January that used to belong to Summer Circle called the Chili Luncheon. That's also a fundraiser. In those fundraisers, we raise money that we put back into the community in different ways.
Okay. So can you share with us what some of those ways are?
Sure. So for instance, let me just go ahead and give you some information about our 47th annual salad luncheon. It will be Halloween, October 31st from 11 to 1:30. It's at the First Baptist Church here in Morristown. It's a dine-in and carry-out event. Given that it's the 47th, you know we've been doing it for a while. However, this will be the first one since the pandemic that we're having a dine-in event again. During the pandemic, we transitioned purely to carry-out and delivery because we didn't want to have people all in one big room. So this is our return to the dine-in, so we're very excited about that. It's a $15 donation to either dine-in. You can still carry out, but the menu for dine-in is hot chicken salad, which we are famous for, I just have to say. Cold chicken salad, pasta salad, broccoli salad, deviled eggs, who doesn't love that? A brownie for dessert, and backed by popular demand is our hot pineapple salad, which to me sounds horrifying, but it's really so tasty. I mean, I can understand now that I've tasted it why it's backed by popular demand. The carry-out menu only contains the cold items. So tickets are available from Ladies Reading Circle members. You can also come to our Facebook page, which I guess we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, to message us to request tickets. There's a limit of 500 tickets available, so get them now because they're going like hotcakes. The proceeds this year are going to go to Serenity House, which is Friends of Hospice, Food on Foot, Crockett Tavern, the 3rd Judicial District Recovering Support Service Local Women's Home, and also HCXL Special Education Awards, and then our local arts organizations like Rose Center, the Morristown Theater Guild, and Encore. In years past, we've done those. We've also supported Girls Inc., Isaiah House, the Boys and Girls Club, CEAS, ALPS, MATS, a variety of organizations within our community. Our focus tends to be, women's issues, children's issues, the vulnerable in our society who could need, who need our help.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So where do you all, I assume you have like monthly meetings or something?
We do.
Where do you have those?
We have a women's clubhouse, and that's another little jewel in the crown of Morristown that a lot of people don't realize exists. It is on East 1st North Street. East 2nd North Street. Oh no, I'm having one of those moments. And interestingly, it's on the suffrage trail for Tennessee because a famous Tennessee suffragist lived there at one time.
Okay.
So, thus the jewel in the crown. But the clubhouse was purchased by the women's clubs in Morristown from funds that they earned way back in the 1920s, bringing a group called Red Path Chautauqua here to this area to educate our rather rural community at the time about history and other educational things. So they earn money doing that. They bought their clubhouse, and that's where we have our meetings. We have most of them the third Wednesday of each month. They're usually at 1 o'clock. But I say if you want to know when we meet, go to our Facebook page, because it does change a little bit around the holidays, and then some of our meetings are luncheon meetings instead of a 1 o'clock meeting.
Okay. So can anybody join, or, I mean, I'm assuming it's a women's only club.
It is a women's club, so that's encouraged, of course. But yes, we typically, if you're interested in becoming a member, reach out to us through our Facebook page. That Facebook page is GFWC, which stands for General Federation of Women's Clubs, which is the international umbrella organization we all live under. GFWC Morristown Ladies Reading Circle. That is our public Facebook page. If you go to that, you'll see our meetings coming up, and you can message us to say, hey, I'm interested in getting to know you. How do I do that? And we will answer you back, and we'll tell you what to do.
Okay, good deal. All right, so you talked about your fundraiser. We've talked about where you meet. Anything else about the Ladies Reading Circle that you want to share that we haven't covered?
So I'm from Morristown, but I had been away for most of my adult life, and I came back some years ago. But even when I came back, I still worked out of Morristown, and then I transitioned to an at-home job, remote, so I was just never really working here. So I felt disconnected from my community, and I wanted to have, I wanted to fix that. So I got invited to join Ladies Reading Circle, and I would recommend to anyone who's a transplant in Morristown looking for a way to connect with the community, a way to make friends, a way to have an impact on the community. It's just a really good organization for that. You know, again, we're a bunch of do-gooders, I say, you know, because that's what we do. We help the more vulnerable members of our community. My new kind of slogan for us is, you know, making Morristown a better place to live since 1890. Come join the future.
There you go. There you go. That's awesome. All right, so your last question is one that we ask everybody that comes on here. And I didn't prep you for this.
It's okay.
All right, so if you could go back in time and give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Probably relax. You know, it's gonna be okay. It may not always look like it, but have a little faith in the process and your ability to kind of roll with the punches.
Gotcha. All right, well, that's good advice.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming on. And again, can you give them that Facebook page one more time, because it was kind of a long one?
I can, and I know, and I'm sorry. It's GFWC Morristown Ladies Reading Circle.
All right. So if you're thinking about joining, or you're looking for a way to connect with your community, make sure you reach out to them. They would love to have you there. And we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So we're going to talk about mortgages and real estate. If you want to make your exit, you're welcome to do that.
Again, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell your mama I said hi.
I'll do it.
I really thought they read books as well, so that was very informative.
That was. You learn something new all the time on this show. We do.
We do, yeah.
So, all right. So mortgage rates, we still the same? Have we went up? Have we went down? Where are we at?
Going up a little bit. I quoted one today around 7.75.
Oh wow.
So,
okay.
So going up a little bit more. One thing we're seeing a lot of right now, of course, as you know, with the inventory of homes, we're seeing a lot of people now looking into construction loans.
Mm-hmm.
We actually can do manufactured homes, we can do stick-built homes, modular homes, and we can do those under construction loans under USDA, conventional, FHA, VA. So we got a lot of options. So we're seeing that more because, as you know, the inventory, sometimes there's homes that are just not there.
Right. So what's the rate look like on a construction loan versus?
Well, and it depends on how long it takes to build. If you're looking at four months for like a manufactured home, potentially, it would probably add about 0.5% to the rate. If you're looking at 12 months, it may add about 1%. But it does protect you. It's what we call a one-time close. So once you close on the construction loan, that closes you as well for the permanent financing, so you don't have to go back paying closing costs again. So
Well, that was going to be my next question. Is are they going to have to refinance
No.
that once it's all said and done?
no, it just completely rolls over to a mortgage, so you don't have to pay those closing costs twice.
Okay, good deal. So I know, from back in my mortgage days, which has been a long time ago, you all, it has to be like a state licensed builder, contractor.
Yes, it has to be a licensed contractor. And then with the manufactured homes, we have deals with Clayton, and lots of times they'll want to get just the local Clayton dealership, some paperwork from them, but and we do, one thing that we do is we get some information on the builder. You've probably heard the horror stories, and as well as I have, that people use a builder that maybe somebody recommended, and then come to find out, and then they don't finish the job, they don't do things right. So we do kind of ask for references on the builder and get some financials from the builder just to confirm that they're solid.
Gotcha.
Protects the borrower and the lender.
So what are the time frames on your all's construction loans? Like if they start construction, does it have to be done within 9 to 12 months? Or?
12 months is our maximum.
Okay.
Of course, we can work with that if it rolls over, but we really try and push for the 12 months. And we do them in increments of like 4 months, 6 months, 9 months. So we can do them. And again, like I said, the interest rate lock is based on the time frame. So,
So the shorter you can get it done, the better for the interest rate. I got you.
Yes.
And I get that because you're basically gambling.
We are.
You're gambling for the future because nobody knows what the interest rates are going to do. All the experts have definitely proved that this year.
Definitely.
All right. So, of course, we are in a new month now. We're in October, and I pulled our September numbers for Hamlin County at the beginning of the week. So, for the month of September, we had 47 homes that closed. And those ranged in price from $85,000 to $820,000. The average sales price was $311,460. The average list to sell price ratio was 98%, and the average days on the market was 39. The median sales price was $287,470. Median list to sell price ratio was 99.21, and median days on the market was 9. So it kind of goes back to what I have said like all year long. If you price your home properly, you prepare it to go on the market properly,